What is going on, guys? This is Zero Talk, and this is part plot leak. And today I will feature Avengers Infinity War. So this one is pretty exciting. I didn't read it myself, but I can imagine that this will be awesome. But needless to say, there will be spoilers, although this isn't confirmed to be legit, so this could all be fake. So let's get into it. Avengers Infinity War, and by the way, this contains both parts. The studio originally planned for one big movie divided in two parts, but the Russos preferred to make them standalone stories that complement each other. And that's what we also, that's the reason for why we are getting a rename for these movies. But let's continue. Avengers Infinity War will center on the Avengers trying to prevent Thanos from assembling the Infinity Gauntlet. He arrives on Earth to reclaim the Mind Stone from the Vision and the Time Stone from Doctor Strange, leading to a vicious battle. And this sounds really exciting, but because this is basically the first time that Thanos gets really active himself, so we will get to see his powers, how he confronts the Avengers, what the Avengers do in order to fight him. And this just shows us that Thanos isn't in possession of all the Infinity Stones, obviously, because Vision has one in his forehead, and Doctor Strange has the Time Stone, as it says in these same story leaks. So maybe this isn't real that he has a Time Stone, but it is very likely. Anyway, let's continue. The Avengers will still be fractured as the movie begins and will have to learn how to work together to stop Thanos. And this is also very interesting because we see how important the events of Civil War are and were. The Accords are still mentioned and used several times, as I mentioned in the other videos, and the Avengers are still split up because, as you might know, if you saw a Civil War, the Avengers didn't end up being friends again. So this is just obvious that they won't be friends again and fight Thanos together, but they have to find a way how they can fight in a team again. The next one is the heroes expected to appear are Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, Vision, Winter Soldier, Black Panther, and Doctor Strange, plus the Guardians of the Galaxy arrive to help in the third act of the movie. That the Guardians of the Galaxy are arriving in the third act of the movie makes actually sense, because we already got to know in the Guardians of the Galaxy leak video that at the end, the events of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 will directly lead to Avengers Infinity War, so we can expect that at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, Thanos is already on Earth fighting the Avengers, and then at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the Guardians are coming for help, and that's what we will see in the third act again in Avengers Infinity War. So let's just continue. The Vision will be destroyed early on and the Mind Stone is taken. So I already mentioned this in another video of mine, I don't remember which one, but this is a pretty famous theory, as it's clear that the Vision has to die in order to complete the Infinity Gauntlet. And yes, and here's just the confirmation if this is real. But as I said, as the Mind Stone is the life power for Vision, it's obvious that he will die if the gauntlet is taken, if the stone is taken. And this is too bad, because the Vision would be a very good character to help fighting Thanos, because the Vision is very powerful. But anyway, let's continue. Carol Danvers, so Captain Marvel, is introduced in the movie as a soldier helping the Avengers fend off Thanos' attack. And this is also what we had in the Captain Marvel video, that she will be introduced in this movie and get her powers in that movie. And yeah, that's just confirming this again. And since she is a soldier, this makes me think that also the state is involved in this attack of Thanos, and maybe we will get also to see Secretary Ross again. But let's go ahead. The movie will end making it appear as if Thanos has been defeated, when he hasn't. He'll return with the full power of the Infinity Gauntlet in the Avengers 4 production, forcing all of Earth's heroes to join forces to stop him. And by the way, I'm actually have forgot something, and this is just coming to my mind right now. In the list of heroes who are appearing, Spider-Man wasn't mentioned, and this is very strange because basically he is confirmed to appear in this movie, and it's strange that he isn't very much mentioned. And maybe this, what I just read, means that he will be in the 4th Avengers movie, although he should have already appear in the 3rd one. But since it says forcing all of Earth's heroes to join forces to stop him, maybe this means that he will just join them in the 4th movie. And maybe this means also that all the Netflix series characters will join in the 4th movie. Who knows? But this just seems to be very exciting. But I would like to have Spider-Man already in the 3rd movie. Although it makes kind of sense that he isn't there, as he isn't that big of a villain, a street level that big of a hero, something like a street level hero. So it kind of makes sense. Also because he's very young, so it makes sense. Furthermore, this end of the 3rd movie is kind of strange, in my opinion. I mean, it sounds pretty good for the plot that Thanos seems to be defeated. Then there are the Captain Marvel movie, the Ant-Man movie, and then Thanos shows up again. So this makes kind of sense, but I mean, if Thanos got all of the Infinity Stones, it's a bit strange that the Avengers are just letting him go and just don't care about him. I mean, here it says that it seems like Thanos is defeated, so maybe he is acting pretty good, or maybe it just seems like he is indeed dead, so that he isn't a danger anymore, but he actually isn't, and just gets again in possession of the Infinity Gauntlet. So who knows, maybe this is making sense, but the first time I'm reading this is a bit strange. I don't know if you are getting my point, but yeah, let's just continue. Loki will be featured in both movies as Thanos' advisor, while secretly conspiring against him. Alright, this is very, very interesting, because in the Thor Ragnarok leak video, it said that he actually won't be on the side of Thor, but secretly being on the side of Thanos, just because he fears being destroyed by Thanos. And that I mean, this is strange that he actually says that he is then secretly against Thanos. So Loki is very much of an ambivalent character in the next few movies. Actually, just like we know him. So yes, the next point says Thanos will have a large army, the Deviants, to battle the Avengers. And this sounds very good because armies are always good, as we saw in the first Avengers movie. The Chitauri army was very exciting to see how the Avengers fought them. So it's for me, it's just good to hear that there is another army, just like in Age of Ultron, the robot army, and here the Deviants. So yes, let's go ahead to the next point. It says Scarlet Witch will be pivotal to Thanos' defeat. And that's interesting because Scarlet Witch is one of the characters that are very powerful and could do very powerful things. So you have just to think that Vision is powered by the gem that gave Scarlet Witch her powers. So her powers are basically as powerful as Vision. Her physically instead isn't that powerful as Vision, and that's what makes Vision very dangerous, because he's powerful physically, but Scarlet Witch is kind of powerful mentally with her powers, and that she will be important for the defeat of Thanos is actually very interesting. Who knows if she might play her mind games with him again, or if she'll just do something with the Infinity Gauntlet since she has the powers of one of their gems. But we will see. The next one is also interesting. It says tentative titles for Avengers 4 include the Thanos Imperative, Thanos War, and Infinity Crusade. I think all of them sound more or less pretty good. I personally like Infinity Crusade, so you just stick to this Infinity thing, because I like the idea of an Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2, so sticking with this Infinity Crusade is personally very good. But the Thanos Imperative, that's actually pretty good. I think this just conveys the authority of Thanos. And let's come also to the last point. It says Infinity War and its sequel conclude pretty much all overarching storylines from the MCU all the way back to Iron Man, while planting the seeds for a new status quo that'll inform the next batch of movies. And that's what Kevin Feige is telling us all the time, that Infinity War will be the culmination of basically everything that happened until now in the whole MCU. But sadly, with the end of these heroes of Phase 1 until Phase 3, there has also to be an end to their heroes and a beginning for new heroes. This is on one hand good, because you have cool new heroes like Spider-Man, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that. But Iron Man and Thor, Captain America probably won't be as important as they are right now. But anyway, some last thought on this. Like the Russos also said, the first Avengers Infinity War part should focus on Earth. So this would take place on Earth, Thanos coming to Earth with his army and trying to get the Infinity Stones, but he will get defeated. And then the second one will take place in space, where the whole last fight will take place, the culmination of everything. And this is pretty much why there is a rename, just because the content of these movies are kind of separate. But anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comments. I'm very excited for Avengers Infinity War. Comments are always appreciated, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and in order to not miss any of my other plot leak videos that are coming soon, just hit the subscribe button so you are sure that you won't miss anything.